a department. So if you walk into any company, any organization, so you see departments: sales department, purchasing department, inventory department, warehouse, production, quality, HR, finance, controlling. So every department is a module. Okay? So just to put it so simple, each department is a module. Okay? That's the simplest form what I can explain you about the module. Okay? And if you can go to my website, you can see www.wyvysystems.com. Once you go here, if you click on business scenarios, you can see the explanation what I said right now. The supply chain. Why do you call supply chain? The reason is very simple. End to end is connected. It's a cycle. It's a chain. It's not a straight line. Okay. So this is a supply chain. So what the supply chain is doing? It is bringing together business partners. When I say business partners, customer is a business partner. Vendor or a supplier who is supplying the raw material. And who is customer? Customer is the guy who is purchasing from me the finished product. To make a finished product, I need raw materials, operating supplies, semi-finished products, assemblies, package materials, spare parts, service materials. All of these, I'm not going to manufacture them. I only manufacture the finished product. The question is, who am I? I'm a manufacturing industry. So just to take an example, let's say I'm representing today a supply chain of BHEL, Bharat Heavy Electrical Limited. So what BHEL is doing? BHEL is going to manufacture turbines. So there are so many customers across the world who are requesting BHEL for new turbines. So what I do is I need so many raw materials to make a turbine. So I'm going to go to my suppliers or the vendors. I'm going to buy all the products that are needed to make a turbine, right? Then after that, once I have all the input components, let it be raw material or operating supplies or components or sub-assemblies. Then in the manufacturing plant, I produce it. Once it is done, then I'll keep it in my warehouse, which is this. From the warehouse, I'm going to give it to the customer. Then I'm going to bill the customer. So the customer is going to give me the money, right? Then I'm going to pay to my suppliers, to my vendors for the components, for the raw materials, what I purchased from them. Okay. So the cycle goes on. The same thing is going to go again and again, again and again. That's why we call it as a circle. Okay. We call this as a chain, supply chain. Okay. So then supply chain management. So what is that you are managing within this big chain? You are managing the resources. Okay. What kind of resources you can see here? You can see manpower, the people, the workers, the employees, every human being, manpower, machinery. You have lots of machinery, and you have money. You have so many materials, raw materials, finished materials, semi-finished materials, packaging materials, and pipeline materials, service materials, all kinds of materials, right? So what do? You manage all the resources within your enterprise. How do you manage them? By planning. How do you plan them? So that's called ERP. In the supply chain, you are managing the resources. Since you are managing the resources of an enterprise with a better planning, we call it as ERP, enterprise resource planning. Enterprise is BHL. For today's example, the resources within BHL, you have thousands of people, that's manpower, billions of dollars, that's money, thousands of machinery, thousands of material. So when you are talking about a big organization which is having sales of billions of dollars, BHL may be some 30, 40 billion dollar company. So such a big organization, 30, 40 billion dollars company, you want to manage the resources such as manpower, machinery, money, the material. You got to have a sophisticated tool. Okay. That sophisticated tool which is going to help to run your business is ERP tool. And today we are learning one of those tools called SAP, Systems, Applications and Products. It's a German software started in early 70s, if I'm not wrong, 1972. And it's been invented by 4 Germans who were working for IBM in a department called SAP. So when they came out from IBM to start their own company, since they love their department, SAP department, Systems Application Products department, so much, when they invented this product, they put that name, the department where they were working in IBM. When they resigned and came out, to start their own product. Then they gave this name to them, SAP, Systems, Applications, Programs. R3, first time, not first time, when I started SAP in 1995, it was R3. R means real time, 3 is the version. So prior to me, long time back, it was R2, real time, version 2. I don't know, I never worked in that because that's even much before 1995. So when I started in 1995, it was already SAP R3. R is not the release, that's actually real time. R means real time. R by 3, 3 is the version. Then after that is a fourth version, but they never called it R4. Then after that there was a fifth version, they never said R5 either. Now the latest and the greatest version is 6, but again they do not say R6. Okay, after R3 the name is gone. They started calling it as ECC, Enterprise Central Component 6.0, 6.0. Prior to that, ECC, Enterprise Central Component 5.0. Okay, that's little story about SAP and also about supply chain, then supply chain management, then the ERP, Enterprise Resource Planning, then how these departments are connected to the product. Each department is a module. Sales and distribution, that's customer side, sales department. Procurement, inventory management, it comes under material management. PP, LE, logistics execution, which is nothing but warehouse management. QM, quality management, plant maintenance, project systems, human resources. So any department, what you can think of in any industry, that is nothing but a module in SAP. SAP is seamlessly integrated. That means any information what you put in sales department can be retrieved in any other department, provided if we have the authority to access it. So the data is integrated. You do not have to type that same information again and again. You do not have to. It's a seamlessly integrated. So all the data is seamlessly flowing from one department to another department. So that's the tight integration, what you see in SAP. Okay, so with this, what I would like to do is I need to remind other people, because Abhishek has done an excellent job. He got the user ID, he got password, he installed SAP graphic user interface on his machine, and I think he must have got access to Dropbox and also Vigo and everything, right? So he's all set. I expect each one of you to be ready, just like Abhishek, for the next class. Okay? And what you need to do, first go through this document, and I already show, a Deepak. Is that Deepak? Yeah. Deepak showed us how to register, and you have seen it. On top of it, Abhishek already got the access, so you can take help from him. And once that is over, I advise you to take a look at the basic navigation document, because I'm going to do that right now. Basic navigation, if you click on it, it's going to open up like this, and save it, save, and now we'll go through this document. So this is the very first step. Okay, so let's take a look at the document. Okay, right here. So relatively updated version. Okay, so you can go through this document all by yourself also. It's a pretty simple document, but it has got a lot of information. Okay, so by now you have your computer logon ID and password, which only Abhishek has got it. I don't know how many of you already have got the user ID and password, but if you do not have, so please go ahead and do the job first. After that, so you can go through this document. Okay, so I'm going to explain you some of the critical stuff. Okay, so this we discussed already: systems, application, products, and R is real time, 3 is version, the older one. Okay, what is client? Just now you have seen, when you log on to SAP, the client is, you can say client, not really equal, but you can almost say that client is a server. Okay, so right now the server, the client, $800. Okay, so you can also see some more information, such as what is the operating system, Linux. So what would be the backend for this guy today, Oracle. And you can also see the server name. Okay, in this case, what they did is the app server is E62, which you must have seen on the logon pad. So this logon pad, if you click on change, this is the server E62, okay, I62 external, or it's also called E62. Here is this one, Raj, yeah. It's also E62. You see this? E62 or I62 external. Both are same. Okay. So having said that, the server is '62, and they made some bits and pieces. Same server is divided into multiple logical parts, logical, not physical. And they gave some numbers, 0, 9, 10, 11. So each of these is going to have a client, a one client or many clients. So that's why I said it's not exactly a server, but you can say either a server, a physical box, a black box, or a portion of the server. Okay, so that means one host, this is the host name, one host will have one or many servers, and one server will have one or many instances, and one instance is going to have one or many clients. Let me repeat. This is all hardware. You really don't have to worry about this. But those of you who are doing some hardware engineering, the computer engineering, not computer science. So for those guys, it may be interesting because this is called IT infrastructure, information technology infrastructure. Okay, so physical storage space. Okay, so these boxes, the servers, how they are segregated or how they are aggregated or disaggregated. They are aggregated like host. Host is the big guy. The host will have one or many servers. In this case, we have only one, E62. Okay, you can have E63, E65, and so forth. Okay, then again, one server, which is E62, is going to have one or many instances. In our case, instance number is 09. So one instance can have one or many clients. Okay, so that's how they have designed, or they have defined or designed. Okay, so you can also see the user ID, logon ID, the date stamp, timestamp, and also the programs behind the screen. So this is the program behind the screen. Okay, and this one is the transaction which is going to trigger the program or ignite the program or execute the program. In order to execute the program behind the screen, you need to have a switch or a trigger. That trigger or a switch is called a transaction code. Okay. So with this, we'll go back to this guy. We know the client. The environment. Environment is nothing but production, development, quality. So first we develop something in the development environment, and if that is okay, meaning they tested, they found okay, then they'll move it to quality assurance environment. In the quality assurance environment, it's going to be subjected to integration testing. The testing is over, it's accepted, then they are going to move it to production. So not only SAP, even though you are a programmer, let's say you are a Java programmer, you create a program in the development environment and you get it tested and you found that it is okay, it's accepted, then you'll move it to quality assurance, so that once you integrate this program with other programs, is it going to be working? That would be tested in the integration scenario in quality assurance environment. Okay, so that means in the development you have a client called 700, then you have another client in the quality called maybe 800, then you have another client called 400 in the production. So from development environment to quality environment, from quality environment to production. So not only SAP, even though it is a C program or a Java program or a .NET program, first you put it in development. If it is okay, move it to quality. If it is okay, move it to production. Okay, and the session is nothing but the window. So in this case, so right now we have one session, correct? And if I click here, it's going to create one more session. You see that? Okay, if you click system, create session, same thing. One more. That means how many sessions we have? 1, 2, 3. Okay, I close it, close. So that's called session. Okay, let's move on. Transaction code. So just now as I was explaining you the meaning of a transaction code. So this is the screen and there is a program behind the screen, correct? Status. This is the program, correct? And this program is going to be triggered by this transaction. So to even make it more clear, keep an eye here. This is the transaction code. That's how I set it up. Click here, transaction code. You can see the transaction code. So I'm going to explain logistics, material management, and the material master. Material, create, raw material. You see MMR1, that is called transaction code. So you double click on it, you see MMR1. So what is the program? The program is, this is the program. Which one? This one. And how do you execute this program? With this transaction. MMR1. How? You have two options. Option A, go here. It is called command prompt, the white space. You click here, close, click here, open, right? Over here, type the transaction code what is that? R1. Then what? Click here, enter. See that? So that means the moment you type the transaction code and hit enter, this transaction code is actually executing the program behind the screen. This program. So can I see the program? Yes, double click here. You can see the program also. You see this? This is the program. What is the language? ABAP, Advanced Business Application Program. It's a proprietary language of SAP. So where is the code? Right here. You see this? It's hiding in the include. So if you double click on this include, it will take you to the next screen, and you have many more includes. Double click on this guy again. You see this? Is defining all the global parameters, and after that, this is the code. This is the piece of code. So it is exactly like any object-oriented programming language. It's like it's not like it is OOPS-based program, like your C++ or Java. So same thing. Object-oriented programming. It's a 4th generation language. Okay. So this is the source code. You cannot make any changes. You can only take a look at it. Okay. So let's go back all the way. So now we have seen the power of a transaction code. Okay. So if you do not want to see these transaction codes, you can click here, say settings, do not display. If you remove display technical names, that means do not display. Okay. And if you say OK and go again settings, do not display picture. Okay. And also do not display technical names. If you click it, display. If you don't click, do not click. Do not display. Okay. So let's go and see the difference now. Material management, material master, material, create special. You see this? It's all gone. Correct? So you go back again, display, okay, logistics, material management, material master, material, create. Got it. You see that? So that's what the transaction code is. Okay, let's move on. So this is the same thing. It's going to tell you all of this. Same thing. Seen it? Okay, it's all same stuff. So those are some of the names. Again, application toolbar, title bar, standard bar, and those are the names actually, but most of the time, you know, we always say I mean, it's not I mean, it's not that I'm commenting, but usually we say, oh, click on that black thing, click on that blue thing, and the green thing. That's what we say. But there are some names for them. So, for example, if I want to say, look at the bottom, but it's not the bottom, it's called status bar. This one right here. So, likewise, there are some names officially given. Okay. So, it's something like this. If I know Abhishek, I can always say, hey Abhishek. Otherwise, Mr. Gentleman, hello sir. So that's something like that. It's if you know the name, you just call the name application toolbar. If you don't know the name, say that the blue thingy, the green thingy, and the round thingy, the black thingy. Okay, so that's all it is. So it's always nice if you can use those words. Okay. So it's explaining the same thing primarily. Okay. It's all basically you can read and you can try to digest it, practice it, and it's not going to be. Um, I mean, it's not that you just take a look at it and you can remember everything. It takes time, but at the same time, you keep practicing, you keep looking at them, keep using them, keep remembering. All that is going to help you. Okay. So it goes on like this. I'm just trying to close the class because for you guys, let me tell you what is it and the show. Okay. So right now I'm in Chicago. It's Friday night, 12 o'clock, 43 minutes, almost midnight. So I've been waiting for you guys, and I'm glad that I could do this today. So please look for my assignments and the quiz. I'm going to give a quiz, and the next class would be next Saturday. Okay. So Sunday, tomorrow, I'm not going to work. So it's going to be weekly once. Well, today it happened to be the very first class. So I'm little easy and little slow. But next time, next class on next Saturday, I mean, for you guys, this Saturday. For me, next Friday evening. Okay. So, it's easy if you can come little early. Like I said, uh, if it is um, if it is 10 o'clock my time, your time will be 9:30 in the morning. 10 o'clock my time, 10 o'clock in the night. 10 o'clock in the night is going to be 9:30 for you. Okay. So that's what I'm thinking. Or right now it is 1. It's going to be 1 a.m. or 12:45 a.m. You take a look at my time here, 12:45 a.m. So what is the time over there? You just take a look. I think there is a half an hour difference. So if you can come little early, that would be nice. Okay. So I'm going to stop this. You